Hello, fiber friends! Today I'm going to take you with me as I tackle one of the most procrastinated things in knitting, cleaning out my project bag. I don't know about you, but once I'm finished with a project, I usually want to bask in the glory of the finished object. I don't want to clean out and deal with all the little bits and bobs that have congregated in my project bag over the course of the project. Sometimes it seems easier to just wait and deal with it later. But for me, when that later comes, I am just ready to cast on my new project and still don't want to deal with the leftovers from my last project. In the past, this would lead me to either buy or make a new project bag to fit my new cast on, or put off casting on the new project at all. But I refuse to be stuck in my old ways, and am now training myself to clean out my project bag as soon as my project is soaking for blocking. I have to laugh because cleaning out my project bag really doesn't take that long, and yet in the past I would sometimes put this off for months, which would sometimes lead me to think that I had used up the full skein of yarn, and so if I needed that color again, I would buy or dye another skein of yarn for my next project, only to find out in a few months that I didn't need to make that purchase or dye that skein after all. Once I have removed everything from my project bag, I like to group things together so I know what I am dealing with. Then I will try to put everything away, going from the biggest to the smallest. If I have leftover yarn, it can fall into a few categories depending on how much I have left, and I determine that by its weight. 1 to 3 grams goes into one of my magic knot balls. 3 to 6 grams goes into my bag for my triangulum blanket. 6 to 10 grams goes into my bag for my northeasterly blanket. 10 to 40 grams goes into my buckets for contrasting color options or scrappy projects. If I have something that is larger than 40 grams, then I will usually divide it between my scrap bin and my blankets. But in today's case, I'm making an exception for my leftovers because I have enough to mash them all together to make a bright and funky pair of my slip-zag socks for my daughter for Christmas. So I will put them all in their respective color buckets for later when I'm ready to cast these socks on. Then I put away any notions that have accumulated in my bag. It tends to be a lot of randoms because I'm not the only knitter in my family. My teenage daughter also knits, so we are constantly borrowing stitch markers or scissors or whatever from each other. This also means that we are dropping stitch markers around the house. If my son or my husband finds a lone stitch marker, they just throw it into one of our project bags for us to find later. I don't mind this at all because they never complain about finding them strewn around the house, and that's just their quiet way of showing support for our knitting hobby. My teeny tiny yarn ends are placed into my bag that I use for filling little stuffed animals or creatures, so I try really hard to keep them all, but I also don't freak out if some get thrown away or vacuumed up. I have 2 different magic knot balls, a cool colored theme and a warm colored theme. I'm not sure what I will use the magic knot balls for in the future, but I'm not going to worry about it since I have made the decision to just keep adding to them until they weigh 100 grams. Then I'll start a new ball. And I won't start a magic knot ball project until I have 10 100-gram yarn balls. Thanks so much for joining me as I cleaned out my project bag. I hope you enjoyed this video and will join me for other videos like this and any upcoming tutorials I have by clicking on the subscribe button below. Thanks, and we'll see you real soon.